Hi, my friends and viewers of my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be harvesting 2 Amanita muscaria mushrooms, yellow fly agarics. That one right there, and that one right there. Okay, I'm going to do this with a knife because I don't want to disturb their mycelium. I'm going to be cutting them with this knife that I found in the creek. This right here. Okay. Beautiful mushroom. This big bag, I might start reusing it more often in order for me to get bigger mushrooms. I need to start getting bags as big as this. This was a bag that my brother got at the Rock and Gem show to put his rock and gems in. That he actually got for me. I don't know why my brother just shops the rocks and gems at the Rock and Gem show for me. Those are his rocks and he should get into collecting gems and rocks just as much as I do. It's a cool thing to do. Oh, look at that. I was going to show you the bird that just came around. It might have flew away. These ones haven't matured yet. I'm not going to get these ones right here. Look at this pretty poplar leaf. That one hasn't matured yet either. I think if I get the grass out of the way, maybe it'll help it grow more. Okay, it might be able to grow more now that I got the grass out of the way. And I'm going to be doing this one too. It's pretty, aren't they? They look like gold. I call them golden fly garlic because they almost have a metallic sheen to them that looks gold. I'm starting to do what the mycologist on YouTube, Mushroom Wonderland in Oregon does. He's a mycologist as well, and I'm also doing what Paul Salmonets do. Instead of getting the mushrooms by the stump that disturbs their mycelium, I want to be cutting them from the stump in order to protect their mycelium, in order for their mycelium to grow and grow more of them. I'll throw this one in this bag with them. Now there's 2 brothers. And that's what the stumps look like. And then I'm going to show you what I also do for the mushrooms to grow more. You see this right here? This branch? I get rid of these branches and I put them on this forest floor, and then they decompose and become mushroom food. For the mushrooms to have more things to chew on, their mycelium to chew on. And then I'll put it right beside the tree or something. Since these are growing right here, I'm going to be putting that right beside these bushes and stuff. This also helps clean the forest up a little bit, help sunlight get in for these damn branches not get in the way of sunlight getting on forest floor to keep it warm, moist, and to disinfect it from heavy metals, negative energy, like EMF energy, dead orgone energy, and to help the plants and stuff on the ground to have something to grow on better. Then I'm going to go on the other side because I've seen stuff on the other side of this tree that needs to be getting rid of. Because they're getting in the way of things growing underneath and around the trees. Mushroom bag right here. I want to get rid of this shit. Okay. This is all dead and decayed shit that needs to fall down. And it will eventually fall down anyways. This helps the trees grow too. Their mulch that they naturally make by losing their under branches works as mulch for their mycorrhizal fungi to help get them nutrients that they need to survive. Because coniferous trees like this pine tree are not meant to have, naturally not meant to have this much branches underneath them. This is abnormal and sickly. They naturally make their own mulch for their mushroom buddies and for other plants to grow around them because they like friends. And the plants know that if you don't share with your friends, you're never going to get friends. Because they learned that sharing is caring. They get Care Bear. I'm going to call them caring trees. They're caring trees. Or the tree community. And that shares and cares. And that's pretty much, I got almost everything that needs to get off these trees. Okay, I'm going to go up there and see there's death cap mushrooms up there that needs to be getting rid of because they're too poisonous to eat at all. I also found indigo milk caps around here too. They have more indigo milk caps are growing too. Okay, I'm looking around to see if I can find some of those death cap mushrooms. I think that might be another one right there. Yep, I see some. More of them are coming out. I need to take care of them. I see if more indigo milk caps are growing around these trees. It rained a few days ago, seeing if the rains caused more indigo milk caps to pop up. I won't see any more indigo milk caps over here. No indigo milk cap right over here. Oh, nothing over here. I'm gonna go down the hill, see if there's indigo milk caps growing down the hill near the other pines. I'm seeing if pawpaw mushrooms are growing too. It's rained for them to grow. They usually grow grassy fields like this. Flowers are growing out here. Yeah, I see wild flowers growing out here too. These are the pine trees that the indigo milk caps and Amanita muscaria grow around. Seeing if I find more around here popping out of the ground. Yeah, I've seen the indigo milk caps go around here. Seen one of them. I don't see any right now. That's not one. There's something else on the ground. That's a different type of mushroom. I don't see any over there. I think that's a leaf over there that I'm looking at. There's a lot of leaves like these wild olive bush leaves that look like indigo milk caps because they're gray and a little bit bluish, silverish color. I'm going to see if there's more fly agarics growing around this tree. I don't see any growing around this tree. Wondering if indigo milk caps grow around this tree, and that's why I don't see a lot of other mushrooms, especially yellow fly agaric, growing around this tree. Maybe some sort of milk cap grows around this instead. That's why I should look around here a little bit more for indigo milk caps. Usually if you don't find a type of mushroom that you're looking for on a tree, because a different type grows around it. And that's because mycelium is territorial. Mushrooms are territorial organisms. They're their own little states, countries, in a way. Now, I'm going to be a little bit quieter in this video because I want you to have some nature ambience to listen to improve the quality of this video I'm making out here for you guys. I think the adventure itself, what I'm doing, is more interesting than what I'm saying. Because a picture worth 1,000 words, but a video is running worth millions and billions of words. I'll give some commentary to the hiking trip. I don't see any indigo milkcaps going around this tree. Or anything else for that matter. Hardly anything goes around this tree. This is quite sad. Probably because the sumac, with its allelopathic properties, is poisoning the ground that mycelium can't grow around it. And that's sick. I guess I have to wait until the trees die off a little bit for mushrooms to grow. That's why certain mushrooms grow better in the spring and fall time, because the fucking pesky trees get in the way. And other competing mushrooms. There's more space for everybody. I really wish that indigo milkcaps would grow around these pine trees. Surprised they don't. There ain't a lot of allelopathic plants around here or anything like that. I don't see why indigo milkcaps won't grow around here. Yeah, if I were an indigo milkcap, I'd be growing around here all kinds of places. But I don't see any at all. Maybe I just don't look good enough around here for them. Doing these videos helps me find other things besides being a target individual to talk about, because it kind of gets sickening and boring just to talk about me being tortured by direct energy weapons, V2K, and spectroscopy all the time. And also limits my palette of words and topics to talk about. I don't like being limited. I like to go all over. I'm a well-balanced person. And that's because I don't want to be called autistic or weird by people who think that I am narrow-minded. And I don't seem to be able to talk a lot about different subjects. I want to seem limited and mentally challenged. I don't see indigo milkcaps running around these trees either. Probably because that fucking sycamore is getting in the way of them. Run around. Yeah. The sycamores are allelopathic as well. And they're water hogs. Yeah, I'm going to go in these trees from a different perspective to see if I can find indigo milkcaps going around one of these trees. No, too much poison sumac, which is what that red shit growing around this plant is, preventing it from establishing a network with my mycelium. mushrooms. That's sad. I planted some purslane mushrooms that I found in Charleston last weekend in the Kroger's parking lot in here when I was done with the Rock and Gym show. I'm going to show you the purslane that I planted on the side of this hill. I think this is it. I planted this purslane all over the hill right here. Looks like it's finally died or something from the cold weather. Now it'll grow next year from its seeds as well. Then there is another purslane that I have grown around here as well. And I planted mushrooms as too. Puffball mushrooms and field mushrooms. I'm also going to grow some microcyping mushrooms. Microcyping mushrooms will go crazy over here in this field. And then I'm going to grow around in this field for to go haywire Russian red kale. And the Russian red kale and the purslane will grow everywhere. I don't see indigo milkcaps going around this tree, even though there could possibly be indigo milkcap mycelium underneath it, because there isn't that pesky sumac around it, and there ain't sycamore trees going around it either. Is that a mushroom? No, that's a leaf. I think this mycelium that grew the yellow fly agaric that I first harvested is done with its growing season, because it's not growing anymore at all. So it pretty much called it a day, a wrap for its growing season. I'm surprised mushrooms can just grow and grow and grow and grow infinitely if they're given the right environment to do so, and this is definitely the right environment to do so. Maybe it's the oxygen depletion because the trees are falling. When trees fall, that means that there's less trees to make oxygen. I don't see indigo milkcaps around here. Huh. Oh, I don't see any. Wonder if I come in around here with this perspective to find the indigo milkcaps by seeing the light come off of them. Sometimes when you're in the woods foraging for mushrooms, or you're just looking at them in general, and it's good to go around to get a better perspective of things. And this is what I do with the woods. I cut down all the dead decaying material and I put them in this little pile, and the pile of sticks will decompose and the mushrooms will use them as food. There's another pile I made. You shouldn't feel bad about these plants anyways. They were dead and decaying, and also this one is an invasive species, making it a parasite to the environment. It's I think it's something from Europe, and it's called a wild olive branch bush, and it grows everywhere. And it's kind of obscene how it grows everywhere. I've heard that its olives are edible, but I've heard that their olives are also poisonous, so I don't know if or not I should eat them. There's wild berries that look like olives and taste a little bit like olives. So I just won't fuck with eating the plant. I tried using the plant leaves for bay leaves because they look like bay leaves and smell a little bit like bay leaves. But it wasn't as aromatic and nice experience as eating actual bay leaves. And their leaves were very tough, just like bay leaves as well. You know, they got a little bit softer, just felt kind of weird trying to get the wild leaves down my throat and chew them. Then I'm going to go and harvest some other mushrooms. They grow around here. They're bluewit mushrooms. And a lot of these plants around here that grow in the creek, like the Japanese knotweed and this shit, is invasive. So I don't feel bad about cutting it down, especially if it's already decayed and decomposed anyways. It's wild. I think it might be a wild magnolia, but I've been told by my Plant ID app and stuff that this is an olive bush. And I used its leaves for bay leaves one day. But they don't really taste like bay leaves though. They look like bay leaves and they're aromatic. A little bit. Sometimes you can hardly smell them. I'm going to be harvesting bluewit mushrooms that are growing up here. This is a bluewit mushroom. I think this is called a wood bluewit mushroom. Trying not to disturb its mycelium. They're cutting it with a knife. And that's what that one looks like. Put it in there with those ones because I didn't bring 2 bags. Usually I keep 2 or 3 bags and put different mushrooms in them for me to use it as a control to grow more mushrooms or for there to be the spores be separated. I call it spore segregation. And this bluewit mushroom I want to get the spores because it's too messed up to eat. Then there is bluewit mushrooms over here. They look like little button mushrooms because they're small. But I don't think they're going to grow anymore. Wait a minute, that might grow more. That one's going to grow more. I just get this big one right here. Wait a minute, that one will grow more too. I'm not going to harvest these today. I'll wait till they grow more before I harvest them, because they have potential to grow more. I don't like it when they get big, because they're prettier when they're big, and when they're big you have more to eat. Yeah, I don't have to go and butcher the mushrooms today. Just leave most of them alone. Except for that one. That one's big. What about this baby? Back in here. Wait a minute. I can't eat that, but I can still use it for spores. Okay. I've harvested all the blue white mushrooms around here that are harvestable. Then I'm going to go back over here to my headquarters where I have my pine tree that I sit on. The pine tree naturally grow like this. That pine tree grew like this. And there's other ones. That one grew like that over there. They all grow in sideways. These trees grow sideways. Now I'm going to be giving the soil these coffee grains and stuff in the spores for more mushrooms to grow. This video is quite long for a foraging video. I usually like to keep my foraging videos at least 20 something minutes long, and I have things I need to do. Maybe I will make this video a little bit longer in order to show you how I preserve nature. I'm going to be drinking my water bottle right now. Drinking some water to get my system flushed out. I'm going to show you some things I'm going to be giving nature. This contains mushrooms that I collected. This had some mushrooms I collected in it, and it has its spores and stuff in it. And I'm going to be planting it somewhere around here for the spores to grow. I'm just wondering where I want to be putting this at. I'm going to be going up there where the death cap mushrooms are at. And planting it around there. So our indigo milk caps will grow around there. This has indigo milk caps in it. No, I don't think the indigo milk caps will grow around there. Think about it, there's too much sumac around there growing. I'll plant them around here, I think. We would be able to go around here. So I'm going to get my gloves on with one of them. And I want to dig a hole and put it in there. And hopefully indigo milk caps will grow next year. I dig with my hands. Dig a hole in the ground. See if there's any mycelium in the ground. I don't see any. There won't be any mycelium to compete with the indigo milkcaps ones. Then I get these coffee grinds, and that helps fertilize them. And something to eat, chew on. I keep them warm by putting them underneath things like this, so cold weather doesn't kill them. Then I need to go and give some mushrooms that I collected over I'm going to just give my indigo milk cap patch right here all of it. Yes, all of the support package. My mink. It's all this stuff that I have to give it. Give all of the mushrooms, all the fertilizer that I brought up here for them. Will also help the trees grow too. Then I need to go up on the mountain and get those fucking death mushrooms. And that's where the indigo milkcaps will grow at. That's how big the hill is. I climb up one. Now I want to sit down and get rid of these death cap mushrooms. Okay. Where did I see them? They're right here. Okay. Sit down. They just told me with B2K you do this on your own time. They're telling me I don't have a job and I'm a selfish prick. We're doing this. Basically, this is a death cap mushroom, the most poisonous mushroom on earth. And then there's another one. They try scout for all of them. I'll possibly be rolling out here today. There's more right here. Pick at its mycelium, get rid of its mycelium. Seeing if there's more growing around this tree. I find them growing around this tree too. Yeah, there's more growing around here. And what I do is good for the environment, and the environment needs protection too. And I, as a target individual, can protect my target. All my target individuals in the environment too. Sometimes the best thing to help civilization is to get away from it. You know, just to give yourself space with others, and the best way to do that is go outside in the woods. Well, there was only 2 death cap mushrooms. That's good. And the reason why people are sick and not doing good nowadays is because they don't go out and get out in nature better. When you're not out in nature, you don't get no exercise, you're going to put yourself at risk of getting mind controlled or with your target individual. And if you're not a target individual, you put yourself at risk of getting disease and being in a bad neighborhood where somebody could do something bad to you in general. You need to be more strong and intelligent and work out and stuff in order for you to survive this world that we live in. The best way to do that: hike, mountain climb, swim, go to the gym. That is, people there respectful and nice. I don't go out to gyms. I work out at home because there's a lot of worthless pieces of shit at gyms that don't treat people right. And I also do that because it's for free, working out at home. Don't need a gym membership or anything like that. And I think health should be for free. And people should enforce laws to make sure that people can be healthy. Like what Robert Kennedy Mahal is doing and Donald Trump is doing. Trying to make sure being a healthy person is as easily done as possible. And make sure that nobody gives anybody excuse for being a fat piece of shit, stupid piece of shit, and unhealthy. Now, I don't agree with Donald Trump on everything. I only care about Donald Trump because he cares about Robert Kennedy and the Kennedy family, works with them. Because I care about Kennedys and I agree with them. A friend of a Kennedy is a friend of mine. That's what I say. Because most of my politics revolves around the Kennedys and their legacy in their war against the deep state, shadow government. So Donald Trump definitely shows that he can be trusted if he is a buddy of Robert Kennedy. And Robert Kennedy's probably his only buddy he has in there. Everybody, including Charlie Kirk and J.D. Vance, they're a bunch of ass. Okay, I got rid of the death cap mushrooms, checked on the blue wits, check. Got the yellow flag agarics, check. Pretty much everything you have to do around here. There ain't really much mushrooms going on this side of the hill. Last time I checked. I need to go and find something that I lost up here. And this video is getting long and I don't have a lot of space on my phone. Talk to you later. Take care.